Hey guys, welcome back to When the Bell Rings, where we talk about life inside and outside of school. And in today's episode, I am all alone, and my man's Farrel is not able to be here because I don't know. I guess he's not feeling well. He wasn't able to wake up this morning, but we have a very special guest on today's podcast. Do introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Sophia. You may know me in YouTube or probably not. I'm Ronel's friend and I've known Ronel for I don't know how long.
Yeah, I've known you since I was 12. So how old am I? So six,
No,
seven,
I was
6, 7.
12.
You're 12. I thought. Wait.
I was 12, yeah.
So I was 11.
No, I think you're 2 years younger than me.
Are you 2000 or 2000? Because I'm 2002.
I'm 2000.
Okay, so I was 10. What? I don't remember. I could have sworn I was 12 when I first met you. But anyways, so yeah, we've been childhood friends, and this is practically like the first time we're talking in a whole while. So let us know how you been. How you been? How you been? I know you've been.
Pretty good.
I know you've been traveling a lot, and how was that when pre-COVID? So how was the whole traveling and stuff?
Traveling. First, I just want to say that I love traveling. Um, Wait, I just want to ask, have you traveled?
Have I traveled? Yeah, I've been before COVID. I was actually going places like LA and Brazil, and just recently, the last summer, we went to the Philippines. We went home, but you were actually, I think you were in Dubai
Oh
when.
yeah, we're supposed to meet.
Yeah, but my flight back here to New York
Mm-hmm.
is your flight back to the Philippines, so we couldn't meet.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I was preparing for another trip back then.
Uh huh. See, so
Yes.
how's the traveling? How many places have you been to?
Let's see. So the first country I've been to was Hong Kong, and I lived in Australia for 9 months, about 9 months. Then I have to come back in Philippines, and while I'm in Philippines, I had the chance to travel to other places like Singapore, Dubai, and other local places here in Philippines like Palawan, Bohol, and Batanes. No, I think it was Bataan.
You
Have
know,
you heard of
of
Bataan, the
course
Las
of
Casas?
course I've heard of Bataan. You act like I wasn't born and raised in the.
No, I mean the famous spot where you visit. I mean a lot
uh,
of tourists go
um,
there
no,
because of the historical place.
I feel like the only other place I've been to in the Philippines other than Lucena, like the whole QP, is
Uh huh.
Cebu is the only, cuz my dad had an art exhibit last summer. So we first went to Cebu for a week for his art exhibit, and then we went to the home province to meet up with family and stuff. So those are the only two places I've actually been to. So well, Manila and QP, and which is Quezon province, and Cebu. So those three. Cuz I'm a homebody. I don't travel. I never traveled much in the Philippines, which
Oh
yeah.
yeah, I didn't know you have a family here in Cebu.
Oh no, I didn't. I have my dad has an art exhibit there, so friends and co-artists were just there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I
Mm.
mixed your story.
No, it's all good. All right, so since we've already broken the ice, cuz you're pretty much known for basically finding your own confidence and basically overall skincare. I just wanted to know what got you into skincare, because a lot of bloggers nowadays venture into different things like makeup and fashion, but you took a different route and talked more about skincare and talked more about your acne journey and your basically overall process of cleaning your face and stuff. So
Cleaning my face.
what what made you venture into this you can say unorthodox venture of skincare?
Let's say, it started last year. I posted a selfie of me with a lot of acne. I was feeling good that afternoon because the sunlight was nice. You know, when there's a good
When
sunlight,
that
you
sunlight
just
really good
want to
hit
take,
you, yeah, yeah.
yeah. And I think it was a good angle, so I posted it. I thought I was cute. Might delete later, but I didn't. So yeah. Um, I didn't really notice my acne. Like it was that, I don't know, how do
So you were
people
kind
look
of
at
like
it?
nonchalant when it came to your acne and your face. You were just looking
Yeah.
at you and not the acne. Okay, okay. Keep going.
Yeah, because like I look at it as it's a normal thing to have, and I was around 18 years old or 19.
Well, how old are you now? You're so you're
I'm 20.
you're 20, right? Right, cuz
I'm
you
old.
yeah, yeah. You turn well, your birthday is 8 days after mine, so yeah.
Yeah,
So 20. So you were 18 when you took that picture? Okay, keep going.
18 or 19. Yeah. And I was heartbroken. So, a lot of stress. I guess because I was stressing over a different thing, I didn't really give much attention to myself until people started pointing out that I have acne, especially my family. They
I feel
kept
like
on
yeah,
suggesting,
bro. It's always the Filipino family that points out your flaws, bro. I feel like because when I
exactly.
when I came home, the first they didn't even ask for pasalubong or gifts, and because if you're a balikbayan or if you're from another country and then you go back home to the Philippines for a long time, the first thing they want, I mean, typically is of course the gifts that you've brought them from different countries. But no, they asked what happened to my face because I left there as this really white, like really chubby little kid, and now I come home and I'm this skinny, brown, acne-filled kid. And yeah, basically, Filipino families are extremely harsh when it comes to your face. I keep going.
But yeah, but luckily I have my mom and my dad. My both of my parents are very supportive. And yeah, my mom, she suggested me to use the pill that I'm using. So it's called the lactazine. I think I've already said this all over the social media when people ask me what I use. So I started using that.
Wait, what is
And
it
you know
again? What
what?
is it again?
The Sorry, it's called lactazine.
Uh huh.
It's not really famous in the Philippines yet, but I think it's only available here. I've never really heard that you can buy it in other countries. So yeah. Um the thing is, when I had acne, people would point out that I do right and people would even stare. But one day I fixed myself. I would just brush my eyebrows and put a little tint because you just want to feel like, I don't know, a little fresh, even though you're not fresh. And then I have my classmate who pointed out, "Oh, you're so fresh. What did you do? How are you doing that?" I'm like, I don't know. I feel better today. I don't know. I really don't know how I gained the confidence that I have now, but to tell you that I think I want to talk about this too
Uh huh. Uh huh.
more.
What is it? The confidence
Uh
part?
mhm. I don't know, give me something, an
Yeah,
idea
cause
like
cause
how I could start talking about
because
it.
okay, if you guys don't know this, but the the how do you say the hows of how we met is she was very shy at first. Like she wouldn't even come up to me and tell me hi, and like I knew that she wanted to be friends because of different people telling me that she wanted to be friends with me and other people as well because I was with a group, and she was kind of new in town, well, because we lived in different towns, and whenever she would come visit my part of the the place. I was with a group of people, and she wanted to be friends with us, and she wanted to be part of the clique, but she never really mustered up the courage to come up to us, and basically she had little. I mean, I'm not insulting you, but this is just what comes off before, is that she basically didn't have any confidence. But now, when you look at her in social media and all over her posts, she has this, say, bravery in terms of showing
Mm-hmm.
her. You have this bravery when it comes to showing your flaws, and you're not really afraid to show people your journey. And I just wanted to ask how you got that confidence, and where that voice of, say, that bravery came from, of sharing people your flaws, and that, just the overall process of, getting that confidence.
Okay. I think this is gonna be TMI.
No, it's all good. It's all
So
good.
okay. So I'm actually exposing myself. 2018, I had my first broken heart. Um, you know how a
you had
person
your
can
you had
change you.
you had your first heartbreak at 18. That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, because it's a really different experience,
Uh-huh. So what
and
happened?
it
Tell
was
us what
kind of
happened.
a toxic relationship,
Oh, do I know things about
and
do I know a thing or two about
and
toxic relationships? That's crazy, cuz okay, keep going, keep going. I don't
wait, I think I can tell that. But yeah, so he was that kind of guy who would make me feel down. It's really toxic.
Uh-huh.
So when we cut ties, it really felt a relief, but at the same time, it was hard for me. So what I did was, that I write poems, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I write a lot of stuff. So that's where I pour all my feelings. And as I write, I slowly realized that I have myself. So I started working on me.
I like that. I like
And
that point.
then, yeah, and I also love watching YouTube videos. And I found this vlogger, and she inspired me to work better on myself because I find her very simple but really interesting. Like she would make interesting things out of very very simple things. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah. So I tried to. She inspired me that I didn't try to copy exactly what she did, but get some traits that I can adapt and put it on myself until I work towards loving myself, and slowly accepting that the way I am is enough. But it doesn't mean that it's enough. I would stop there. So I try to improve myself more. And then later on, 2018, I met another guy. I hate myself. Not really a guy, but
But sort of
a
like a
friend.
partner. Uh-huh.
Yeah, because you know me, I like meeting new people, and especially when they're not the norms.
Uh-huh.
Because
Understandable.
I think like I don't want to sound rude or judgmental, but the place where we live, you know, there's this bandwagon or what do you call this?
So basically, like trend hoppers, where
Uh huh.
whatever's clicking is the thing that they gravitate towards. Okay.
Yeah, and I just feel like there's no originality. So
Uh-huh.
while this guy that I met, he's kind of different from the rest. So we were close, we got close, and then slowly I was drifting away from myself again. Because when I give someone my attention, I give a lot of my attention. I won't even have some left for myself. So fast forward to December, I traveled to Dubai. Then I saw my dad again for many years. And
Uh-huh.
for those who doesn't know, my dad isn't with me, so you know. Um, so the thing about the relationship I have with my dad, we're very close, and while I was there, I felt more love, and I know that I'm cared for. So it gave me courage to give more self. I mean, give more love to myself
Uh-huh.
because there are people who love me for me, and uh, I think it's not fair that they love me while I don't love myself. So I slowly went back to, I don't know how to say it. I just keep on saying myself. Now I sound vain,
No,
but
I,
basic.
li- I like the point that you made, the fact that basically you find confidence in loving yourself and finding out who you truly are instead of putting the expectations that other people will like you. Because I mean, for me, I used to have that thinking, that mentality where uh, say the conf you act this way in hopes of making other people like you, which is not confidence. I feel like that's kind of like arrogance, and that's kind of like, that is arrogance, because one, you're expecting people to do this instead of doing it for you. That's confidence, when you do things for you. Arrogance is when you do things and expect others to feel a certain type of way. And I feel like that point that you made, where when you broke up with you say your ex, from that toxic relationship, and found yourself, and found that if you put all of that effort and put all of that love towards yourself, and have a lot of people that you know
Mhm.
will love you unconditionally, and you surround yourself with that unconditional love, that's when you feed yourself that confidence, and that's how you give that confidence to yourself. And I like that point. I like that point, though. There were a lot of stories that revolved around that point, but it was necessary to bring out the story that you need to love yourself, and you need to find who you really are in order to be confident.
Exactly, but um, to be honest, I wasn't really in that point in life yet, like where I am now,
Uh huh.
because um, I was still starting. It was a starting journey,
So
starting point of my journey.
this was back then. How old were you in what you're talking? In what you're gravitating towards
No,
right now?
this happened last December 2018.
Okay.
So I like what I said. Even though there are people who love me, I still didn't love myself completely.
Okay.
Like I'm do building up confidence, but and like for let's say that in a percentage, it was around a 40% on
40%
the
confidence
uh,
build up.
yeah, because this friend of mine that I met, the second person that I mentioned, um, it was kind of complicated story. I think like I feel like my life is like a novel. It's like of events of up and down. So yeah. And a while ago I mentioned a vlogger, right?
Uh huh.
Yeah. So because of her, I inspired to be like her. And the thing is, it was kind of hard for me to accept myself too because to be honest, I get irritated fast. Like I have a hot head and my patience is very short. So I don't really socialize with other people because, like what I said earlier, I like people who are different from the norms.
Uh huh. Yeah.
So I find it difficult to talk to other people because I feel like I would hear the same story, but the truth was I never really ventured out, or I never reached out to anyone because I was afraid that they would leave me or not like me for who I am.
So before, the reason why you weren't talking to people was because you thought that it was because other people aren't original, or they're just you feel like you weren't gonna like them in the beginning, so you just end up not talking to them. But in reality, you were afraid of them not liking you. Is that am I getting right?
Yeah, yeah. Because I think you'd know this, but the other listeners wouldn't know this. I've transferred to a lot of schools in my life,
Yeah, because you
and
travel a
I
lot.
think my uniform. No, it's not. It's just complicated life, but I feel like my uniforms are my collection. So yeah, that happened, and because of that, I distance myself from other people. I There's like a lack in friendship for me
Mhm.
because the friends that I made um lives far away from me, like they're in another country, or they went distant because of the years not talking. You know what we were talking about earlier.
Oh, you've
So
been posting recently on your Instagram stories the act of just basically the simple things. Like you posted a poll. Do you want me to send you a letter, like a short letter? It doesn't. It's like a paragraph or two of just basically showing that you're still in touch, that you're keeping in touch with people despite the fact that there's COVID and there's lockdowns, and basically your friends are in other countries and other places. And my question for that is, what made you say think about the uh what made you realize that you needed to do these again, to link up with your old friends and to basically catch up on lost time?
I'm not only doing this for my friends, I'm also doing it for strangers. I actually wrote letters for strangers
That's actually
last week,
that's
and
pretty
I just
bold.
sent them earlier. Yeah, it was kind of difficult because I really didn't know them, but so what I included was positive things. And the reason why I started doing these things because I want to let other people know that they're not alone in life, and despite that we're in quarantine, I just want to make them feel loved even though we don't know each other or we aren't that close, that there's still hope, that there are kind hearts out there, and 2020 isn't about tragedy or loss. You know, it's also building hope for people feeling down and they need help, or a person, even a familiar one, even even the ones who just disappeared, or even new ones. Like everything that's happening right now
Mm-hmm.
also makes up new stories for life. You get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I feel you that you're trying to share with people their experiences, but not only theirs, but to also let them know that those experiences, I share them with you too. Kind of like that.
Mm-hmm. Um, you don't have to look how much um, I gave them or how what I did to them, or if we really know each other. Simple act of kindness. That's all I'm trying to say.
I like that. I like that. That's actually pretty bold of you to actually not just send letters and paragraphs to friends and families, but to also send them to strangers, which is quite difficult because I mean, you don't know anything about the person. So, what's your process of writing to strangers? What do you say? What's in those letters?
Oh, okay. First I looked at their profile, and there's one tricky one because her profile was a character, and she was on a private account. Her account was private, and she has zero posts. And I wasn't following her, never talked to her before. And she wanted a letter. He or she or they, I don't know. Um, but that person. So yeah, I wrote them a letter. First, I asked how they're doing, but not just how are you. I tried saying how were they feeling that day, or what's going inside their mind. In a, you know how, um I think, I'm trying to say is that it's like more creative way of asking how are you.
I like that. I
It's
like
not just you're not gonna get an answer, oh, I'm fine. I want them to think, make their brains exercise.
that. No, that's
Because
actually pretty nice because
yeah.
I actually haven't done that. I've never done that. I haven't even wrote people letters. I just text them and basically the conversation starts from there. But I feel like conversations can only do so much. I feel like a whole paragraph or say like a short message, not even like a conversation, but an actual message that shows and that tells the other person that, hey, I appreciate I appreciate you. You feel me? That I appreciate that you exist and the bond and the connection that we have, even though we're not face to face right now, that you can feel the connection. I hope you can feel the friendship, and that I hope we can also catch up in lost time. And if they're a stranger, then these things matter too, because I mean it lets them know that other people uh, care for them, not just the people who they know, but also the people strangers. Because at the end of the day, friends come from strangers, and maybe you wanted to if they wanted to be friends, then that's fine. And yeah, I like the overall message that you're trying to portray, and because the you are extremely different from the Sophia that I knew back then before I left the Philippines. Because the Sophia I knew back then was the person who would just sit in the corner and play Toka Hair Salon 2 on her iPad, and just she has her own, like you had your own clique before, and you wouldn't stray away from the clique with uh, the twins and
Twins.
the twins and your cousin as well. Those
They're not twins.
Oh, I keep thinking that they're twins, okay? I was a kid back then, they look the same, so I just they're twins. But the two sisters and your cousin as well, and those were the only
Hmm.
three people that you basically hung out with, or the the only three that I saw you hang out with. But now you're out here and basically extremely confident, and you don't really care that other people are pointing out your acne, because at the end of the day, the love that you give yourself is enough and it's sufficient, and as well as the love and the unconditional care that the people you surround yourself with, that's enough for you to say, hey, I don't care about your opinion, you can keep it, but if we share the same goal to improve ourselves, then that's fine. But no, I like that. I'm running out of words to say, because I'm just in shock because you are not bro. No.
Okay, but first of all, I was 12 years old.
Uh-huh. Of course, I mean,
And
no.
second,
Uh-huh.
the twins, I still keep them close. We're still friends. We're going strong. And they're one of the best relationships I've ever had in my life. So yeah, and the thing about also writing, it goes both ways. I I give out positivity. That's what I like to think.
Uh-huh.
And when they reply to the letter that I sent, I would learn that I made them smile. So that also makes me happy.
Oh, that's true too. I feel like a lot of people who it's not even about the money or the things that they give you. It's the reaction that you receive from just doing good and from overall expressing love through actions and through like simple gestures such as messaging. Through that, I feel like the reaction makes it 10 times better, the overall action of doing good, of sharing love.
Yes, true. And what I was gonna say, um, uh, I like how they went part of it as well. You know how it's kind of hard, or you rarely see people supporting other people, right?
Uh-huh.
Or it's just me. I don't know, but I feel like people need to reach out more to other people and support what they can, because supporting other people won't really bring down your own success.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I want to make a point out of the thing that I'm trying to do, because people, um, I've I've just noticed that how people nowadays, they only um give attention to the big things or the extravagant things.
Mm-hmm.
I just want them to see and appreciate what they have now,
Mm-hmm.
and that can also be people,
Yeah, that's true
like
because
what you said.
the
Yeah,
point
like
that
strangers can be friends, right?
uh-huh. And
So yeah, and
I like the
oh,
point.
sorry.
No, no, no,
Go.
it's all good. It's all good. I was just going to say the point that you're saying, those things that you take care of are people, not the things that people give you. And that point really took me back to The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People by Dr. Stephen Covey. Have you read that book? It's a really great book. And
No, I haven't.
well, you should.
I need to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and basically the point that he gave out was, I forgot which habit it was, but oh wait, no, 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 it wasn't the Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. It was the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by sheesh, by, forgot his name, but the book was the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And basically his point was, if you push people down, what happens is you go down with them, because he showed a demonstration of him pushing down a person. And what ends up happening is, yeah, you're pushing down the person, but at the same time you're going down with him. But going back to what you said, if you raise people up and you care for them, that's, you're also going up with them. And I feel like those gestures,
Yes.
those tiny gestures are enough for you to raise up a person. And at the same time, you're not only raising up the person, but you're also going up alongside them. I like that point.
Yes. Thank you. Because you attract what you are.
Uh-huh.
I think it's like what you said.
No, 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 that's right,
Yeah.
that's right. You attract what you are.
I
And
like that one. I really need to read more books, and I'm also impressed how you can remember the title and author,
no, I forgot the
because I
author for
only
the
remember the story.
I forgot the author for the 21 Irrefutable Laws of, oh no, John Maxwell, I believe his name was, the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And also, I got the books mixed up. The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People was the P and PPE. Basically, you know the story about the goose and the golden egg. So
Yeah.
so there was this farmer, right? And he went to the barn where the goose was, and he was surprised to see that there was a golden egg. So I thought he at first he thought it was a phenomena of some sort, but then the next morning he saw another golden egg, and then the next morning, sorry, excuse me, and then sorry, and then the next
Okay.
morning, he saw another golden egg, and then it kept coming. But then he grew impatient, that's not even a word. He grew impatient and decided to kill the goose in order to take all the golden eggs inside him. But to his surprise, when he cut open the goose, there were no more golden eggs, and there was no more goose to lay the golden eggs. And basically, the whole point of the story is, if you don't take care of the goose, which is what gives you, say, the things, if you're a boss, say, say you're my employee, and you're the goose. The golden egg is the work that you produce for the company, for my company. If you if you say if you kill the golden goose, or you keep mistreating the goose, not the golden goose, if you keep mistreating the goose or the person, the golden eggs or the work that they produce will decrease. So the whole thing with basically showing love and little gestures don't just apply to like strangers and friends, they could also apply in the business world especially. And basically take care of people, because yeah, going back to what you said, a lot of people tend to forget that those little things are actually what matters, instead of the work or the material things that you get in reciprocation for the actions that you do.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
And I feel
Yeah.
uh-huh, you were saying, sorry,
Sorry, no,
I
you
tend
go
to cut
ahead.
you off. Sorry, because she's in the Philippines and I am in, so the connection tends to be really, you know, trash.
Pretty
Especially,
bad.
especially,
Yeah.
especially in New York. New York internet tends to be garbage, as well as its public transportation. Please, Governor.
Are you
Please.
describing
No, no, no,
Philippines?
no,
I'm
no.
kidding.
I'm describing New York. It's the MTA is garbage. Rats everywhere, and they're never on time. So please, Governor, Mayor, please fix this. It's ridiculous. You guys are the
I think
richest. This is the richest state in America, and our transportations is garbage. All right,
I
sorry,
think you're
but
speaking for both countries.
I
So yeah. So what do you know? Do I want to know more? I'm kind of I get my I don't know how do you say this. See, the thing is with me, it's kind of hard for me to talk. I'm better at writing because you can erase what you have wrote.
we got cut off, guys. I'm sorry. It's not her internet. It's not my internet either. It's the 1,000-year-old laptop that I'm currently using.
It's the
Sorry.
FBI.
Yeah, they heard me ranting. They heard me ranting about the Wi-Fi, so they cut it off. All right. So I guess we have actually touched on a lot today. Is We've touched on skincare, we've touched on confidence, and ultimately what gives confidence, the love and the self-love that you give yourself is what ultimately, and the people you surround yourself with ultimately is what leads to your confidence and your ability to find your voice and to seek out different things. And any last thoughts before we wrap things up, Sophia?
Yeah, actually, I have more.
Uh-huh.
So I forgot to say that you shouldn't forget about yourself because the whole point for self love is yourself. You're in control of your feelings and you can control how you react to things. So basically, you're in control. So you don't have to stress so much about things that you have no control of.
Mm-hmm.
And take it easy. Trust the process.
Trust the process. Eh.
It's a step by step. It's fine if you're doing little today because there's always a tomorrow to continue your journey.
Mm. Really great message.
So
Really
that's
great
it.
message. Trust the process,
Thanks.
and basically, it doesn't. Oh, what you said actually reminded me of what Tito Boy said in an interview with Vice Ganda. Don't ask me why I watched those, but I watched that, and he basically said what Tito Boy. If you guys don't know, Tito Boy is a Filipino celebrity or Filipino personality that is basically a TV show host. And basically, what he says is, it doesn't matter if you're young, it doesn't matter where you're going, it doesn't matter if you don't know what you want to become right now, as long as you're every day getting better, constantly getting better. It doesn't matter where you're heading, as long as it's moving forward. And I like that point. So,
Yeah,
Miss
true.
Miss Sophia Ortega, Let's say your last name, Miss Sophia Ortega.
So weird.
Let people
Don't
know.
expose me.
Let people know where you can be found and what's next in store for you.
You can find me on Instagram at Ophelia, Ohphilia.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
And
I was about to ask you to spell that thing, as I was like, yikes. Okay, keep going.
and on YouTube, you have to add MS in the beginning of Ophelia. So that's MS Ophelia. Same spelling, don't forget. And I'm planning to do more self care, skincare, and anything to help other people or and my hobbies. I just want to share it with you guys. That's all.
And that is going to wrap it up for this second episode of When the Bell Rings. We The things we talked about in this episode, we hope that it helped you in your journey in life. Even though we're still kids, we're sharing this journey with you. We're not only teaching you guys something, but we're also
Yeah.
sharing our experiences and what we know with you guys. And with that being said, I will link all of her socials in the description down below, as well as my own new project. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a blog. Tanananan. I don't have any sound effects, but
Yeah, go read it. I
Ronel.
can't wait for it.
No, it's actually up, but I haven't really been say professional about it. I just put it up as a kind of like a side project, but I'm planning on actually taking this article writing and blogging seriously. So it's ronelaaron.blogspot.com. I'll link it down in the description below, as well as my socials. And if you guys can, you can go to Farrel Hakim's Instagram. My co-host, who was supposed to be here, but he didn't because he couldn't wake up. So, ladies and gentlemen, go spam his Instagram with L's. And yeah, with that being said,
And hey,
uh-huh.
thank you guys for listening, and thank you so much to Ronel. I'm not gonna say Aaron. I'm not used to Aaron. And thank you so much for having me.
No, it's our pleasure. We love bringing people to the show. We're actually planning on getting as much people in as we can. And on that note, we're going to end it here. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.